Hey guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and give you a quick deck profile for Blue Eyes White Dragon. The reason why I'm doing this is because Crystron and Chaos Ruler got banned, so the deck really did take a hit. Those two cards gave this deck a power boost that it much well needed, but since they're gone, we had to find a new way to play it. You can play this deck pretty much any other different ways, but this is the way I play my deck, and yeah, let's just get into it. So get that to the side. So for the main deck, we are playing triple copies of Blue Eyes. Oh shoot! 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. This deck cannot function without it. It is the 3 vanilla monsters you will be playing in the deck. It's the heart and soul of it. You must play 3. Next, we play 2 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. You don't play 3 of this, you only play 2 because 3 is too cloggy, and by playing 2 you free up another level 8 spot. And it's just really good to extend your plays. Helps with Jet's effect while it's in the graveyard, even if you didn't summon it correctly. Next we play 2 copies of Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. You don't play 3, you play 2 of this because, like I said, 3 is too cloggy and 2 is the perfect ratio, because if you get both to the field, nothing on your field can be destroyed. And it's just really good protecting our extra deck monsters that can be affected by card effects. And it has a good, it's like compulsory effect, just bounce a card. But the reason I don't put 3 is because you also want to leave room for another level 8. So for the last level 8 Blue Eyes monster we play, we just play 1 Abyss. We mostly, when we summon this, we just get our Polymerization, another level 8 Dragon. That's pretty much all it's here for. Next we play, for the tuners, we play 2 copies of the Whitestone of Ancients. Whitestone of Ancients is really good. The ratio I'm playing is 2 Ancients, and then of course the 1 Legend. The Ancients, when it's sent to the graveyard, especially some of the Blue Eyes, and if you have 2 of these in the grave that was sent to this grave the same turn, they both get activated effects, special summon the Blue Eyes. But you can only use the banished effect once per turn, and the Whitestone of Legend, if it's just into the graveyard, add 1 Blue Eyes or Dragon from deck to your hand. That is not once per turn on anything. Next, we're playing 3 copies of Sage with Eyes of Blue. Sage with Eyes of Blue is our starter in the deck. It's always been the starter of the deck to search your tuners. And the way I've structured my deck, Sage is really our heart and soul, the starter of the deck. Couple that with the new Dictator of Dragon. The Sage and the Dictator are the 2 card combo that will just keep going with your deck. Originally, when Crystron wasn't banned, you would still use the Sage and the Dictator to make Crystron after summoning Spirit Dragon off Dictator's effect, and mix that with Sage effect. But since Crystron is banned, we can't play him anymore. You can still use these 2 and create a pretty decent board. For the final monsters we play in the deck, I'm playing 2 copies of Nebula Dragon. This is extenders for if we draw Abyss, Jet, and Blue Eyes, they'll get summoned to the field along with Nebula Dragon, and of course another copy of Nebula Dragon can summon itself as well. You can't summon the alternatives because alternatives have to be summoned correctly the first time. And you can't pair it with the next card, the Chaos Dragon Levianeer, because this has to be summoned by its effect. That's it for the monsters. Let's move on to the spells. Next, we're playing triple copies of Trade-In. We play a lot of level 8s in the deck, so this just becomes a free draw 2. And it's just very good in the deck. Just discard a level 8, draw 2. Next, we play 3 copies of Melody of Awakening Dragon. Melody of Awakening Dragon, discard 1 card, add 2 dragon monsters with 3,000 more attack, 2,500 or less defense. It searches all 3 Blue Eyes, the 2 alternatives, the 2 Jets, and the Chaos Dragon Levianeer. And it helps sets up our graveyard by discarding a egg or a jet or something else. I'm playing only 1 copy of Ultimate Fusion. You only need 1 in this because of the extra deck we play. We're really only going to be summoning either out, spoiler alert, the alternative Ultimate Dragon or the Tyrant Dragon. So you only need 1 of this. For starters, that I make sure I want to see my Sage, I play 2 copies of Pyre's Map. I don't know if anyone's ever tried this. I have, and it works wonders. It's just a way, if we don't open Sage, but we open Dictator. If we open this and Dictator, play this, grab Sage. Sure, our life points go to 4,000, but we can pop off from there. For the generic Dragon support to set up our graveyard, I am using 2 copies of Dragon Shine. This is a way you can send Blue Eyes White Dragon to your graveyard first, and then either send a Jet to have Jet's effect live, or you can send Blue Eyes White Dragon to your graveyard, then send any other dragon. I mostly do because I always have Jet on the field first. Anyways, I always use this to send a Blue Eyes White Dragon, then the White Stone of Ancients so I can have its special summon effect. But there is sometimes where you'll have to send the Blue Eyes White Dragon and then the Jet Dragon. For the 1-0 spell, I am playing 1 copy of Poly because it's searchable. You only need this in Ultimate Fusion because you only have 2 Blue Eyes Fusions in the extra deck, and that's Alternative Ultimate Dragon and Tyrant Dragon. So you only need 1 Poly, 1 Ultimate Fusion. Now I'm playing 1 copy of Cards of Contents. I originally cut this card back when Krishan was banned, or Krishan wasn't banned, and then everything else I played in my deck. I just really didn't have a need for Cards of Contents anymore because my board just set up itself and I didn't really rely on the eggs too much. But Cards of Contents just comes in really clutch now. It gives us more resources, draw 2 cards. For the traps, we are playing 1 copy of True Light. You only need 1 copy of True Light anymore. I feel like are just, I mean, you could probably get away with playing 2, but I feel like 3 is just way, way too much. Because you only need 1 copy of True Light and Water Time Dragon. You can just constantly reset it back to the field if it gets destroyed. Next, we play 1 copy of the Ultimate Creature of Destruction. This basically makes your Blue Eyes immortal for 1 turn. It's really good. You can just constantly set it back off Tyrant Dragon's effect so it won't get banished by its own effect. Next we play for our board breakers 3 copies of Evenly Matched. I'm playing 3 copies of Evenly Matched because it's just my choice of card. It's just really good to help break boards. A case can be made to where if you want to tweak my deck around a little bit to fit your playstyle, you could probably fit in a couple more board breakers. A combo I love to do is Dark Ruler No More to negate their monster effects, and then go to battle phase, main phase 2, activate this card from my hand, make them banish everything. The only way they're going to be able to stop that combo is they have like a Solemn Judgments. That's literally the only way they can stop it. For the final trap cards, we're playing 2 copies of Skill Drain. I only have 2, so we're just playing 2. This card's really good, helps control the board. And yeah. To the extra deck. For the extra deck, I am playing the 1 copy of Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, the 1 copy of Azure Eye Silver Dragon. I don't have Black Rose Moonlight Dragon yet, but I did order it, so that will be a part of the deck. So you'll see Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon, but just imagine that being Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. That's it for our synchros. The XZs, we play the 1 Draglubion, the 1 Numeron Dragon, that will go for OTKs, and the 1 number 38 for the Numeron Dragon. Now on the Cypher little engine I'm playing is the Galaxy Eye Cypher X Dragon. Galaxy Eye Cypher Blade Dragon to pop, and Cypher X will help protect our fly monster being targeted. And the Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon to just basically steal one of your opponent's monsters. Like I said, for the Blue Eyes Fusions, we are playing 1 copy of Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. Helps pops cards. It's just really good. The entire dragon constantly just set back traps cards from your graveyard. This card is just like so freaking busted. It's just really, really good. Copy that. If you have this on the field first, and then after it's summoned, if you activate Skill Drain, it won't be affected by Skill Drain. But keep in mind, if you activate Skill Drain first and then summon this, it will be affected by Skill Drain. Like I said, just picture that to be Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. For the links, I'm playing 1 Borrelsword. You don't really need access code in this deck because we don't play that many different attributes. So you don't really need access code. Borrelsword, I feel like, is a lot better because it just enables OTKs. So this is my choice. I'm just going with Borrelsword Dragon. If you want to, you can throw an Apollousa or Mekk-Knight, Crusadia Abramax, whichever one you want to do. I just like Borrelsword Dragon. Nightmare Unicorn. Unicorn's really good just to spin stuff back to the deck, and yeah, it's just a really good card in general. It helps get around destruction protection. Fortunately, it does target, so if they can't target, you can't help that, but most of the time you're just going to be using this to shuffle back a troublesome spell or trap card. I was playing this, but I have found the new card I am going to be getting. Right now I'm just playing the Nightmare Phoenix until I get my Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. Because like I said, since Krishan's banned, Krishan was our main Link 2 monster, but since he's banned, we can't really play him anymore. So I was just substituting Nightmare Phoenix until I find a good level 2 alternative, and which, you know what, Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres got a reprint the new Crystal Beast set. So yeah, you'll cut this for the Heretic Seal. And finally, for the links, we'll be playing one copy of Linkuriboh. It's just really good. Gets your eggs to the grave in case we need to get Legend of the Graves, such as Blue Eyes, Star Combos, or Ancients to switch some of the Blue Eyes at the end of the turn. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck profile. I love this. I love Blue Eyes Are Dragon so much. This is the heart and soul of the deck. I really wish Crystron and Chaos Will would come back, because this deck could really use it. But that's what I've got with right now. It's very resource heavy, but it's also resource rewarding, if that makes sense, to where you use a lot of your resources in your hand to establish a big board, but afterwards you get most of your resources back. And that's what I feel like Blue Eyes really struggles a lot, is because it just gets rid of all their resources really quickly. And with Crystron, it didn't really make you waste that many resources. But the way I built this deck is, yes, you use a lot of resources, but you'll get a lot of resources back in return. So that's pretty much it for the deck profile. Let me know what you guys think down below. And let me know down in the comment section below, and how you would change the deck, play the deck, or vice versa. And until then, later.